There's a detail most men overlook when it comes to what truly captures and holds a woman's attention. It's not about flashing wealth, listing achievements, or trying to be the funniest or most charismatic guy in the room. The real difference between a man who genuinely interests a woman and one who is simply tolerated comes down to something much quieter, yet far more powerful. Thoughtful. It's about making her feel understood, not just looked at. It's about asking questions that reach beyond the tired conversations she hears every day. It's recognizing that attraction doesn't grow from trying to impress, but from creating an environment where she feels safe enough to reveal who she really is. Curious. Before we go further, tell me where you're watching from. Drop your country or city in the comments. I'm Inti, and I'm always curious about where you're tuning in from. Think about what women experience constantly. They are seen, noticed, and complimented on how they look. People comment on their appearance, their style, their choices. But how often are they truly understood? How often does someone ask them something that makes them pause, reflect, maybe even smile and say, "What? Curious?" That's different. No one has ever asked me that. That small moment where she stops to think, that's where real intrigue begins. That's where curiosity is born. That's how you create tension without touch and respect without needing to prove anything. That's how desire quietly starts to form beneath the surface without ever being directly mentioned. You need to understand something important. Thoughtful. Attraction works on two levels at the same time, the physical and the psychological. Most people focus entirely on the physical, but it's the psychological side that creates something lasting. A woman becomes deeply drawn to a man when she feels emotionally safe to express herself, when she becomes curious about who he really is beneath the surface, and when she senses a depth that most men simply don't carry. That kind of connection doesn't begin with compliments or status. It begins with asking something meaningful, something unexpected. The 7 questions I'm about to share are designed to do exactly that. They aren't random, and they aren't meant to impress. They are meant to spark thought, open emotional doors, and create an experience she doesn't usually have. Curious. If you're tired of conversations that go nowhere, if you're done being the guy who is easily forgotten, and if you want to leave a real impression that stays in her mind long after the interaction ends, then stay with me. By the end, you'll understand how to create genuine curiosity and real emotional connection in a way most men never learn. Every man has been in that situation where he's talking to a woman he's attracted to, trying to balance being interesting without overdoing it, trying to show interest without appearing needy, trying to connect without making it feel awkward or forced. Thoughtful. He wants to stand out, not just in the moment, but later, when she's alone and thinking back on the conversation, wondering what it was about him that felt different. Every man has been in that situation where he's talking to a woman he's attracted to, trying to balance being interesting without overdoing it, trying to show interest without appearing needy, trying to connect without making it feel awkward or forced. Thoughtful. He wants to stand out, not just in the moment, but later, when she's alone and thinking back on the conversation, wondering what it was about him that felt different. The problem is, most men treat these interactions like a performance. They try to present a polished version of themselves, telling rehearsed stories and using lines they think will work. Without realizing it, they place themselves in the same category as everyone else she's encountered. Size. Predictable, surface level, and forgettable. But you're not here to perform. You're here to create space for her to be real. The man who can pull her out of autopilot, who can move past the scripted responses she gives to most people, is the man she remembers. Thoughtful. He's the one she keeps thinking about. He's the one who earns both her respect and her interest. And you don't achieve that by talking more about yourself. You do it by asking questions that unlock something deeper in her. A powerful question doesn't just keep a conversation going. Thoughtful. It creates an emotional experience. It shows depth, awareness, and intention. When a woman feels both mentally engaged and emotionally safe with you, you become rare in her eyes. You're no longer just another contact in her phone. You become someone who stands out in a way she didn't expect. These 7 questions are subtle but impactful. They're not cheesy, and they're not meant to manipulate. Sincere. They're designed to gently lower her guard and open a space in her mind that most men never reach. If you value real connection over shallow tactics, then listen closely because the way you ask matters just as much as what you ask. The first question is simple but powerful. Ask her what she believed strongly a few years ago that she no longer believes today. Curious. This goes straight into her personal growth. It shows you're interested in how life has shaped her, not just who she is on the surface. It invites reflection, and it often leads to stories about change, lessons, and transformation. When she answers, don't rush to respond. Let her sit in that moment. Let her feel that you're actually listening. That alone makes you different. The second question is about identity. Ask her when she feels most like herself. This takes the conversation out of logic and into emotion. You're asking about the moments where she feels free, aligned, and real. Her answer might be something unexpected, something personal, thoughtful. And when she shares that, she begins to associate you with that feeling of authenticity. That's how connection starts to build naturally. The third question removes limits. Ask her what she would be doing if nothing was holding her back. No fear, no money problems, no judgment. Curious. This gives her space to talk about dreams she doesn't usually express. It allows her to open up in a way that feels freeing. When you listen without judging or interrupting, you become someone she feels safe around. And that sense of emotional freedom creates a strong pull. The fourth question goes deeper into self-worth. Ask her what kind of connection she believes she truly deserves. This reveals how she sees herself and what she expects from relationships. Her answer will tell you more than surface conversations ever could. If she hesitates, don't rush to fill the silence. Pause. Let her think. That quiet moment can be more powerful than any response. The fifth question invites vulnerability. Curious. Ask her what she wishes people understood about her that they usually don't. Everyone feels misunderstood in some way, no matter how confident they appear. This question gives her permission to show that hidden side. When she shares something personal, you become someone she associates with safety and understanding. That's where connection becomes truly meaningful. The sixth question takes her into her past. Thoughtful. Ask her what she would tell her younger self if she had the chance. This brings out lessons, regrets, and experiences that shaped her. You start to see not just who she is now, but everything that made her that way. When she feels seen across her past and present, the connection becomes much deeper. The seventh question is more abstract but incredibly revealing. Ask her what freedom means to her personally. Curious, everyone defines it differently. For some, it's independence. For others, it's emotional space or escaping expectations. Her answer will show you what truly matters to her and what she's striving for in life. Each of these questions holds power, but only if they come from genuine curiosity. Don't ask them to appear deep or impressive. Thoughtful. Ask because you truly want to understand her. When you do that consistently, you become unforgettable. Not because of status or looks, but because you made her feel something real. The truth most men never fully grasp is this. It's not material things or rehearsed confidence that create real attraction. It's presence. It's depth. It's a calm, grounded energy that doesn't need to prove itself. Thoughtful. It listens fully, maintains attention, and asks questions that matter. When you ask these questions, you're not just talking. You're guiding her into a deeper understanding of herself. And because you are part of that experience, she associates you with it. Sincere. That's where real attraction begins to grow. But understand this clearly. These questions are not tricks. They open doors. And if she steps through those doors and opens up, you need to be ready to meet her there with presence and stability. Thoughtful. Women aren't drawn to men who simply want them. They're drawn to men who truly understand them. When your words stay in her mind long after the conversation ends, when she finds herself thinking about what you said and how you made her feel, it won't be because of something flashy, sincere. It will be because you made her feel seen in a way she doesn't often experience. If this spoke to you, leave a comment and tell me which question stood out the most. Curious, I read them all. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more insights that go beyond surface-level advice and into real human connection. Sincere. Take care.